Me, as a member of the opposition, being part of this particular mission that went to various parts of the world, I was given the opportunity to go to the Western European countries. We covered 6 countries, and believe me, it was a tough tour because our ambassadors and high commissioners ensured that from morning to evening we were occupied. So it was a very good learning experience. What experiences that we also understood from my Western European counterparts was that they are facing similar challenge with regards to addressing terrorism. Their terrorism may not be similar to what we saw in Pahalgam. After the bombing of the World Tower in New York, we saw how the trade towers in New York. We saw how Osama bin Laden was hunted down in Pakistan. So it wasn't a very tough job for us to explain to them why Pakistan is the hub of all terror activities globally. And their terrorism is not just about the violence that you see. The terrorism that they are facing is of assimilation, that they do not cooperate, the people who are coming there. They are getting intensely radicalized, and they're also getting more and more involved in fundamentalist activities which are problematic for the countries that they live in. They do not assimilate. So that is a challenge that they have realized. And there was total cooperation and understanding of where we were coming from. We were not going to paint Pakistan or we say, oh, please name this country that they are the hub of every terror activities. We were there to fight the terrorism which is a scourge across the world. No country can progress if terrorism continues to thrive and one particular nation allows it to thrive. And that is what we went to address. We also went to address the rest of the world, that it doesn't help our cause, or cause which we are all working towards, if you continue to give them aid without holding them accountable. If you continue to help them through World Bank loans, you continue to help them through various other mechanisms, the international funding mechanism that exists, please remember, the places where they're creating these terror activities, it's the very taxpayers' money that you are giving to them, which is ending up adding more to the terrorism network. We need to follow the money trail. And the minute we control that, we probably be able to control this entire demon that is residing in Pakistan. I come from the city of Mumbai, and Mumbai saw the worst terror attack, which was perhaps watched by the world in shock. As a Mumbaikar, it made me believe that I needed to contribute. I was not a politician. I still don't consider myself a politician. I consider myself as an Indian who felt that she needs to contribute to the society and to the policies that make my country secure. And no Pakistani trained terrorist should come on my land and create the mayhem that they have done. So 2611 was a catalyst for me to join politics, to be able to effectively contribute as a member, as a citizen of this nation, to be able to address this terrorism. And when this Pahalgam terror attack happened, it deeply moved me. It brought back memories of 2611. It reminded me of what I stand for and why I joined politics. It made me believe that this was my national calling and my duty to my country, as a member of the opposition, to go and tell the world that we have suffered long enough. And in this long enough period, the 70 years that we have seen the terrorism coming across the border, we have also safeguarded our interests. We have learnt the hard way. We are tackling it the right way. And there's so much that we can do, but we restrained ourselves, but now we shall not restrain ourselves. Because while India is growing economically, the only way you all are growing is by sending terrorism across the world. So that is why we went across nations. I'm glad Manish Chand was telling me that a lot of my speeches were viral and why I should write in this particular magazine. So I just wanted to say we may be voice of the opposition in India. And I will hold my government to account. When we get the 16 hours in the Rajya Sabha to speak about what went wrong in Pahalgam and what we can do better, I will question my government. Because that is also my national duty as a member of the opposition. But when I go out of my country, I speak for my nation. I speak for the interest of my nation. I speak for the world. And I speak for a world which is more peaceful, which is more engaged in global trade, where global trade is not threatened by these bad agents, these rogue agents, and why we must hold them accountable. And that is the mission that we went with. The good part about it is, when I went across, the first thing I always used to say is, listen, I'm a member of the opposition, but I'm here to tell you all that we stand united in the cause of terrorism. So that I think becomes very important, that you realize you draw the lines where you're on the opposition and where you are speaking as an Indian citizen. So having said that, the learnings have been tremendous, where we met people from think tanks, we met a diaspora, and many people told us that, oh, you know, all your speeches went viral because you were speaking to the Indian diaspora. Why should we not be speaking to the Indian diaspora? If you're meeting people of importance and from the government and the standing committees of defense and foreign affairs, why should I not speak to the largest brand ambassadors that we have sent globally to contribute to their economies and be our voices in the countries that they've chosen to live in? So we spoke to them, we engaged with them. I'm proud of the fact that we engaged with them, and we will continue this engagement because they will be our voices, even if we are not present in those places where India is spoken about in a bad way, or India is spoken in a wrong way, or there is a wrong narrative which is being pushed across social media. They would be our voices and our collective voices for Team India. So having said that, I would say that this is also one of the largest contingent that was ever sent across globally. So hopefully we have set and deterred Pakistan in all its devious ways, in all its negative thought process. And we would hope, as a neighbor, that please, if you focus on your economy, focus on your people, probably we can have a brighter, better, prosperous South Asia. But if you continue to be the way you are, we won't hesitate to teach you a lesson. So leaving you all with these words, these thoughts, that it is important that there comes a point in time where you say enough is enough. And India has had its enough is enough moment, and no more. No more opportunities for Pakistan to do what it does. Very recently, there was a cricket league that was announced where retired Indian players from the Indian team were playing with retired Pakistani players, not in India, but in London. I think it was in the UK. And I took up the cause. I was like, when we are talking about, when the Prime Minister is speaking about no conversation, it means no conversation in any forms, in any shape, in any verticals, in any parts. And we managed to call off the WCL match that was planned between India and Pakistan. No, you don't profit over my country's misery. No, you don't profit over the so-called India versus Pakistan rivalry. We don't want to engage with Pakistan till it doesn't address the cause of terrorism, and we will continue to work towards that, and I will continue to raise my voice, whether it is the Asia Cup or whichever cup that happens, or if there's any leeway that our government shows towards Pakistan, I will be the strongest voice that will be opposing that. So thank you so much once again for having me here, Manish ji, and I wish you all the best.